Hi guys, our at-home activity today is going to be a numbers project. So what we're going to need for this is we're going to need a marker, some scissors, some clothespins, and you can use paper plate. I'm one of those people that I try to find use in everything. So I'm going to be using this old fruit snacks box that I have to make some circles for our numbers flowers. So I've cut my box into some strips. I always find that using things that are around the house work really well. I also said you can use paper for this project, which you can. However, I find that using something a little sturdier, because we're going to be putting the clothespins on top of this, is also good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just I have a lid from one of my candles, and I'm just going to make some circles. On top of this cardboard, and then I'm going to cut them out. So cutting is a pre-kindergarten ready skill, so I do want to also say that you can also make these circles and have your child cut them out using their own kid safety scissors, or you can help them cut them out as long as there's adult supervision. Okay, so we've cut out some circles here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some numbers on those circles. Now I just did 1 through 6 because that's what we had. So here comes the part with your child. What we're going to do is we're going to give our child the number. So let's say we're going to start off with number 3. It's good to not start off with number 1. It's better to, mix it up. This is also good because it'll be good. You can check on number recognition. Do we know what number that is? We're not sure what number that is, so then we can tell them it's number 3. Now, we're going to do some rote counting here. We're going to count out 3 clothespins. 1, 2, 3. And for fine motor, we're going to be picking them up, squeezing them tight, and putting them on to make a flower with 3 petals. Do the same thing. Again, check the number. What number? Do we know the number? You can also use these to have them out and ask your child, point to number 2. Point to number 6, just to check on number recognition. So then we're going to do 1, count out 1 clothespin, and pinch it on. So not every child will be able to do this independently. Some are going to need help with actually accessing the open and close of the clothespin, but this is a fine motor activity as well as the number activity. So we're working on both. So don't be frustrated if your child needs help or hand over hand. All right, let's just continue on. So we have 2, 1, 2, and so on and so forth. Now, a way to make this a little bit more challenging for students that may have their numbers and may know their numbers, you can flip these over. So as you see, they won't have a number, but then you can use it as a way to count. So how many clothespins are on here? We have 1, 2, 3. How many are here? 1. How many are here? 1, 2. To extend this even further, what we can do is we can have 2 different sets, and we can count each set. So we have 1 clothespin. We have 1, 2, 3 clothespins. Which one has more? So we can discuss topics like more or less. So 1, 2, 3. 3 is more than 1. These are just some ideas of how to work on numbers, rote counting, and also comparing sets. You can do this. You don't have to do this with clothespins. You could easily do this with markers, so you can compare sets that way as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay guys, so I was able to get outside today as the sun was out. It wasn't too cold to do a nature walk, and I was able to look for some things that we saw in our scavenger hunt. So along with that, we're gonna do a little sensory bin right now. So the first thing we're gonna do to add to our, we need a bucket, and we're gonna take some water to add to our sensory bin. Now, one of the things that was on our scavenger hunt was yellow flowers. So I was able to find, you know, these little dandelions that are actually weeds, so it wasn't a big deal about picking them. And we are going to put them in our water here. Okay, and we're going to be using a little spoon to try and scoop them up. This is a great activity for kids that are working on feeding skills. And it also, you know, doesn't cost any money for any of the things that we have here with water and free weeds. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be searching for big and little flowers. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice scooping. So we're going to use the spoon in the water to scoop. So we're going to scoop. And that is a big flower. I'm going to put it with big. Scoop. This is a little flower. Scoop a couple more. It's not as easy as it looks. And when you've finished scooping them, what you can do is you can use this as a way to look at numbers and how many and how little. So let's see. So let's count how many little ones do we have. We have 1, 2 little flowers, and we have 1, 2, 3 big flowers. So like we talked about before, we can use this also as a way to compare and contrast. We can say, so we know that little has 2 flowers and big has 3 flowers. Which one has less? Less means that it has a little amount, whereas more means it has a big amount. So with that question, little would have less flowers. So another way to use this sensory bin, we can put these flowers back in. We can add some other flowers that I have from just around my house. You know, plastic flowers work great. These are actually little felt flowers that I had. So you can add them. And then I also found some little bunny erasers that I had. So what I did was I went ahead and I added some words to the bunny erasers. Some spring words. So we have grass, bug, rain, flower, the letter O, and the word spring. So we can put them in our water here. And then we can sort. We have our words over here, so we can sort by words for the rabbits. And we can continue to use our spoon to scoop, or we can work on another fine motor tool such as the clothespins to try and maybe pick up the rabbits. So this rabbit is O, so we can put it up here with O. Grass. And so on and so forth. So I did some spring words just because I have some students that are reading right now, but you could always do letters. You could do shapes. This paper could look like colors. You could have different colors on each one. And they could do the same thing with the flowers. So all the purple flowers could go on one. Sensory bins are a great way to not only have students and children enjoy playing with the water or rice or beans or whatever that is, but also a way to make learning fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it.